So much. It is time now to take a legal deep dive. With 4th of July celebrations getting underway, it's important to remember safety restrictions when using fireworks.
Yeah, so joining us this morning is attorney Jake Nelson from Shapiro Law Team to break down Arizona's fireworks law. So thanks so much for being here, Jake. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Okay, so what's some of the first things that we need to know? Because I feel like a lot of people come here from out of town. They don't know exactly what the laws are in Arizona. So what are they? What can and can't we do?
Right. It can be a little complicated.
Yes.
So what's interesting right off the bat about fireworks is that they are illegal in Phoenix, which might have you wondering why you see all these pop-up fireworks stands all over town
Exactly.
around
Yeah.
4th of July. That's because there's a state law which supersedes Phoenix's law at certain times of the year. One of those times of the year is 4th of July. Another one would be New Year's Eve,
yeah.
even around the holiday Diwali. What happens around those times is that fireworks are permissible, certain kinds of fireworks.
Yeah,
They have to
certain
be
kinds.
permissible consumer fireworks. What are permissible consumer fireworks? They are your classic handheld sparklers, your fountains that go on the ground,
Okay.
your smoke devices.
The bottle rockets?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Okay, I don't
So-
have any, so that's good.
What's not permissible for consumer use without a permit are fireworks that are intended to go into the air and explode. These are your classic mortars, your bottle rockets, your Roman candles.
Okay, some of the ones that we see at the shows that we might go see, they're not allowed for just any Joe Schmo.
Yeah, but we see them. They happen in my neighborhood all the time. So why aren't people getting it? Can they get in trouble with it? Like, what can happen?
So that's an area of criminal law. At Shapiro Law Team, we specialize more in civil
Okay.
personal injury law.
Okay, gotcha.
Now, there are still severe consequences that you could face from the use of fireworks, especially from the use of illegal fireworks.
Well, yeah, not to mention the dangers of just hurting yourself, possibly.
Exactly,
My goodness.
exactly. So I can think of two scenarios right off the bat. The first one is, say you launch an illegal firework and it goes over, your yard, your fence into your neighbor's yard and catches something on fire.
Yes.
You could be liable for the damage that ensues from that use of a firework, especially if it's an illegal firework.
Right.
And there's a good chance that your insurance won't cover it. So that money is going to come out of your pocket.
Wow.
In another scenario, say you're at a friend's house and they hand you a Roman candle.
Yes.
And God forbid that Roman candle prematurely or inappropriately explodes in your hand and causes you injury. Because you assumed the risk of holding that Roman candle, you could be responsible for your own injury and not have recourse against anybody else.
So interesting.
Oh, just by taking it, because you just think if somebody hands you something, yeah, I'm going to take it if it's my friend, but not even realizing that.
And it's an illegal firework. So what are things that you hope people know going into this 4th of July weekend? Because really, it's going to be a busy weekend. It's happening on a Friday. A lot of people want to get out and celebrate. What do you wish people knew before they had their parties, before they went to a fireworks show?
The number one thing I would say is look after your children.
Okay.
The top two groups that are injured nationwide from fireworks are between the ages of 15 and 19, that's number one, and then children, young children.
Yeah.
Even if you hand them a sparkler burns between 1,800 and 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is enough to melt some metals and glass. It's about the temperature of a blowtorch. So just be very careful. Make sure that you are teaching your children, watching your children, and just think carefully if it's worth handing your child that sparkler this 4th of July.
Yeah, I mean, they're so popular. You see them all over when these stands, pop up in these places. Are there any fireworks maybe that you were talking about here that you would recommend people to use instead than just to try to avoid any kind of drama? But you still want to celebrate, so you're just trying to figure out how to do that safely.
I would say the fountains are ones. They're ones that you can light and they can be several feet away from people.
Because that's legal.
Right, they're legal and they're on the ground.
Have enough time to walk away. And then have some fun.
I would point out that you have to have it on your own private property or on someone else's private property.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's not permitted to use fireworks, legal or otherwise, on public property, which most relevant to a lot of people would be sidewalks, neighborhood streets, parks.
Parks. That's what I thought of right away, is like people are, going to parks.
All right, Jake from Shapiro Law Team, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I feel like I learned so much about what to do and what not to do, so we really appreciate your time. Let's talk about that 4th of July